Do you know what makes Zayn Malik attractive? Welcome to another episode of Facial Aesthetics by PinkMirror.com. Let's start with Zayn's nose tip. Unlike a rounded or bulbous nose tip, which can lack definition, Zayn's falls into the pointed category, a big plus in facial aesthetics. A more pointed tip means his nose has a clear, angular definition at the end, giving it a refined shape. Why does that matter? Think of it this way. A bulbous tip can make a nose look wider or overly prominent on the face, whereas a pointed tip keeps the nose looking sleek and balanced. Studies on nasal beauty note that defined tips with subtle angles are generally preferred. In Zayn's case, this sharp nose tip adds to his polished, model-like appearance. It's a trait Zayn shares with the likes of Ryan Gosling, who also sports a nicely defined nose tip. That subtle sculpting of the nose can unconsciously signal good genes or even hint at aristocratic features in a Prince Charming sort of way. Zayn's eyebrows are famously full, but there's a catch: their width. We're not talking about length or shape here, but the vertical thickness of the brow, and Zayn's are on the broad side. According to facial aesthetics experts, extremely thick brows on a man can be a bit of a double-edged sword. On one hand, robust brows are a masculine trait. On the other, if they're too broad, they might overshadow the eyes. In Zayn's case, his broad brow width means his eyebrows form a prominent band that can draw focus away from those expressive eyes of his. The science of it says a moderate width is ideal for balance. Super thick brows can make the eye area appear smaller or less bright by comparison. Even celebrities like Dev Patel or Kal Penn have similarly heavy brows and occasionally get the same critique. Let's talk about Zayn's skin, because glowing, even complexion deserves its own shout-out. In the beauty science world, an even skin tone with no visible pigmentation spots is like hitting the jackpot. Zayn has practically zero blotchiness or discoloration on his face, and that uniform skin tone is scientifically linked to higher attractiveness for males. Why? Research shows that skin pigmentation often correlates with perceived age and health. Fewer dark spots or uneven patches make a face look more youthful and healthy, which our brains read as more attractive. In fact, studies have found that men with homogeneous skin color, no blotches, are rated as more appealing, since an even tone suggests vitality and good health. This is one reason why, say, K-pop stars like Jin from BTS are famed and envied for their perfect complexions. It really does make a visual impact. Finally, let's raise a brow at, well, Zayn's brow, specifically the distance between his eyes and eyebrows. His analysis shows a larger than average gap there, meaning his brows sit a bit higher above his eyes than what's typically ideal for men. Why does that matter? It turns out the eye-to-eyebrow distance is a gender-significant trait. Men with a shorter gap, lower brows, are generally perceived as more masculine and intense. Essentially, a lower brow creates that deep, sultry gaze. Think of Oscar Isaac's famously low-set brows and the intensity they lend him, whereas higher brows can read as more naive or gentle by comparison. Both men and women statistically prefer a lower-set brow on a male face for that strong, determined look. Picture Stephen Amell from Arrow, who has a low brow and always looks ready to save the day. That's the vibe a smaller eye-to-brow gap gives. Which celebrity do you want to analyze next? Curious about your own facial aesthetics? Then visit PinkMirror.com.